Hello everyone and welcome back to Where in the World, a series here on Go Westeros. In this episode, just like we did last time, we will be looking at three minor houses of Westeros, what they've been up to, where in the world they are, and how they pertain to the overall story as it's being told. In the last episode, we looked at houses Bracken, the cadet branch of the Fossways from New Barrel, and Brax. And this week, we will be looking at House Prester of the Westerlands, House Tallhart of the North, and House Mooton from the Riverlands. Now, at this point, I should mention that this does contain spoilers for all 5 novels of A Song of Ice and Fire. If you're not up to date, I would not continue on much further. I'm Jack, your host, and let's dive right in. Tireless are the words of House Prester from the Westerlands. They are one of the principal noble houses sworn to the Lannisters of Casterly Rock. Their sigil is a red ox on an ermine field, and their lordly seat of feast fires is located at the southwestern tip of a peninsula in the Sunset Sea. The peninsula itself is west of the city of Lannisport, south of Fair Isle, and southwest of Case, which is said to be nearby. There are only 2 known Presters throughout Song of Ice and Fire. They are Lord Garrison and his cousin Sir Forley. A female Prester called Marla was the wife of Sir Jason Lannister, who is Lord Tywin's uncle. There's only a couple of tidbits of info for the House Prester's history. Sir Jason Lannister, as mentioned, Lord Tywin's uncle, he resided at Feastfire after he married Marla Prester. That must have been a real bragging trophy for him to have a Lannister, the second son of the Lord Lannister, at their castle. The other tidbit is that they most likely supported the Lannisters during the Rain and Tarbeck Rebellion. We are first introduced to House Prester during the first book, A Game of Thrones. Among the gathered knights at the Hands Tourney is one with the arms of House Prester. The Prester banner is seen among Lord Tywin Lannister's army in the Riverlands. During the siege of Riverrun, the South Camp is under the command of Sir Forley Prester, the cousin of the current Lord of Feastfires. When Robb Stark attacks and surprises the other camps, Forley sees that they are lost and he retreats in good order. In a Clash of Kings, Forley retreats to the Golden Tooth, has retreated to the Golden Tooth with the remnants of the Lannister army, blocking the pass into the Westerlands and awaiting for an opportunity to strike back against Riverrun. Later, the Red Ox of Prester is spotted by Arya Stark, leaving Harrenhal with Tywin Lannister. In A Feast for Crows, a banner of House Prester is among those gathered to escort the corpse of Lord Tywin Lannister back to Casterly Rock. Sir Forley joins Sir Damon Lannister to march on Riverrun and besiege it once again. Forley commands the escort, which will bring Sir Edmund Tully and Jane Westerling, Robb Stark's widow, to Casterly Rock. He is ordered by Sir Jaime to kill them should they try and escape. And that's all we have of the Presters until Winds of Winter. It is confirmed that Jane Westerling, as mentioned, Robb Stark's widow, is the focus of the prologue chapter of Winds of Winter, so we should be seeing more of Sir Forley for that matter, and hopefully we get more info on this minor house. Proud and free are the words of House Tallhart of the North. They are one of the principal sworn houses sworn to Winterfell. Like the Glovers, whom we've covered in a past episode, the Tallharts are a masterly house. Their sigil are 3 green and brown sentinel trees on a brown shield. Their castle is Torrens Square, and it is located south of the Wolfswood, southwest of Winterfell, and north of Barrington. Man, I cannot talk when reading. It is noted that the castle has stone walls 30 feet high with square towers in each corner. Its square keep is considered strong. Known members of the family throughout A Song of Ice and Fire include Sir Helmund Tallhart, the master of Torrens Square, his son Benfred, his daughter Adara, his brother Leopold, and his 2 nephews, Leopold's sons, Brandon and Beren. Oh, I wonder if that's a Lord of the Rings reference. Anyway, unfortunately, there is no history covering House Tallhart. Our introduction to House Tallhart comes in A Game of Thrones. After getting indications that the Lannisters were involved in the murder attempt of the young Bran Stark, Lord Eddard tells his wife Lady Catelyn to send word to Sir Helmund Tallhart as well as Garbett Glover to raise 100 bowmen and fortify Moat Cailin. The banners of House Tallhart are seen by Bran at Winterfell when Robb Stark calls the banners after Lord Eddard's arrest in King's Landing. Elman is the first to pay his respects to Catelyn when she joins Robb's army at Moat Cailin. Elman is chosen by Robb to captain a guard of 400 archers and swordsmen left at the Twins in the Riverlands to reinforce its defences and control Lord Walder Frey, should he try anything stupid. In A Clash of Kings, Leopold Tallhart is one of the contenders for the Hornwood inheritance, being married to a sister of the late Lord Hallis Hornwood. We've covered the Hornwoods before. Benford Tallhart raises a company of young men who call themselves the Wild Hares and ride through the northern countryside with rabbit skins, trying to emulate the young wolf, King Robb Stark. Leopold sends his nephew Benford to deal with the raiders pillaging the Stony Shore, who turn out to be the Ironborn, led by Theon Greyjoy. Benford is captured during the harrying of the Stony Shore, however, and is drowned at sea under the supervision of Asha Greyjoy. Sir Edmund Tully orders Helman to leave the Twins and assist Lord Roose Bolton in taking Harrenhal. Lord Bolton later receives notice from Helman that he has captured Derry after the Lannister garrison has surrendered. Helman goes from Harrenhal down to Derry, or along to Derry, whichever it is. Roose replies that by order of King Robb, the prisoners are to be executed and the castle burned. Helman is then ordered to join Robert Glover and attack Duskendale. After defeating the Ironborn in the fight at Torrance Square, Leopold joins Sir Roderick Castle to take back Winterfell from Theon's men. This, of course, is happening up north. However, Leopold is slain by the Boltons. His body is presented to Theon as a gift by Ramsay Snow. In A Storm of Swords, Helman is slain during the Battle of Duskendale. Torrance Square is taken by Dagmar Cleftjaw, who keeps the surviving Tallhart family hostage. Tallhart troops are also slain at the Red Wedding. We come to A Dance of Dragons. The Ironborn at Moat Cailin and Deepwood Motte are defeated. However, Torrance Square remains under control of Dagmar Cleftjaw. Tallhart men join Roose Bolton, the new warden in the north, at Barrington and Winterfell. However, Roose does not believe he can rely on their loyalty. The last bit of info we have on House Tallhart is that Tallhart survivors from the sack of Winterfell rallied to Stannis Baratheon. Hopefully those held hostage by Dagmar and seen in the Winterfell, and we get more of them. Wisdom and strength are the words of House Mooton of Maidenpool in the Riverlands. Their sigil is a red salmon bordered by gold on a white field. The seat of Maidenpool, as well as the town of the same name, is situated along the shore of the Bay of Crabs. The castle sits on a hill over the town. It is one of the main port and trade centres in Westeros, especially on the east coast in the Narrow Sea. According to legend, this was the location where Florian the Fool first saw John Keel, a story all young Westerosi girls love, especially Sansa. Known members of House Mooton throughout the events of A Song of Ice and Fire include Lord William and his eldest daughter Eleanor. He has at least 2 sons, but they aren't named. In history, the Mootons were petty kings in the days of the First Men. The Storm King, Monfred the Mighty, defeated a Mooton and conquered Maidenpool prior to the Andal invasion. In the Age of Heroes, they fell under the domains of other mightier kings, such as the Justamans, the Teagues, more Storm Kings, and the Ironborn Kings, who controlled the Riverlands. Maidenpool historically failed to conquer Crackclaw Point. During the War of Conquest, Lord Mooton joined Lord Darklen in opposing Aegon. They were both slain by dragons. The Lord's brother, John Mooton, yielded to Aegon. Other famous Mootons include Lord Wallace, who first supported Queen Rhaenyra in the Dance of the Dragons. He was slain when he tried to kill the dragon Sunfire. His brother Manfred Mooton hosted dragon riders Prince Daemon and Nettles. Manfred aligned with the opposing side to his late brother. He served as regent for King Aegon III until his death. They supported the Mad King during Robert's Rebellion, as Sir Miles Mooton was Rhaegar's squire. They were later subdued by the Baratheons. Although there was quite a bit of history to do with the Mootons of Maidenpool, their involvement during A Song of Ice and Fire is quite minimal. Their power dropped after King Robert took the throne. We are introduced to them in Book 2, A Clash of Kings. Lord William and his sons try to hunt a huge she-wolf that had attacked some of his small folk. However, they have to flee and lose all their hounds. Nymeria is doing a number on the Riverlands. In A Song In a storm of swords during the War of the Five Kings, Sir Jaime Lannister, Sir Cleos Frey, and Brienne of Tarth see that the town of Maidenpool has been sacked. But Lord William still holds his castle upon his hill. Lord Randall Tarley later takes Maidenpool and locks Lord Mooton in a tower cell. King Tommen signs a pardon for Lord Mooton and welcomes him back into the king's peace. During the Feast of Crows, Brienne learns that William sat behind his walls while he sent men off to fight and watched his town burn. Randall's heir, Dickon Tarley, poor Sam, is betrothed to William's daughter Eleanor. Amongst the hanged broken men on the way to the inn of the crossroads, Brienne sees some men wearing the badge of House Mooton. And that's it. And as we wrap up on House Mooton, we wrap up on this episode of Where in the World. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found at least some of what I've said helpful in your quest to gain as much knowledge of this world as possible. Remember to find me on Twitter, @GoWesteros. Drop me a comment, a tweet, some advice on criticism, or maybe just say hello. Please, I would love that. I've been Jack, your host, and I will see you all very, very, very soon.